Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Mielabraka. I'm looking at an interesting construction here. It's a reduplication of a root, af, ayin pe, and apav, apav. It's a dagish in the second one here, so you do have to pronounce the pa here stronger, the pe. So apav, yevehanu bene adam. The eyelids, his eyelids, in reference here is to God, apapam, Yevehenu, they study the sons of man. And this is one case where the paleographic form of the letter is very, well, it shows what's happening. It's the afafaf is like the pe that's right here. So, and then the eyes, and then the eyelids, of course, over those eyes. So in ancient writings, it looked a lot like the eyelids. The letters look like the eyelids of God. So you can easily see where it came from. So Psalm 11, and we start with verse 1. The first section of the Psaltery is very much a contrast of what the person of God has to hide from evil, or has to take refuge in God from evil. Le Menashe, Le David, that is from the director, to David, Psalm of David, of course, so Le Menashe. Menashe is a director, choir director. Jehovah Hatsit Ech Temoru Le Nafshi in Jehovah, by Jehovah. Hatsiti, I take refuge. Ech, how can, how is a question here, like Ech Tomaru, how can they say to my soul? Okay, how can it be said to my soul? Nadu, flee, Nadu. Here's a kativ kare, the kativ is Nadu, the plural, and then the singular, first person singular here is the kare. The kativ works just well here, so flee, Nadu, harchem, to their mountain, sifor, as a bird, okay, sifor. Sifora is, of course, the wife of Moses, and that's the word that was then bird. There's also a town in the Galilee during the time of Jesus that was known as Sifora, the bird. So Sifor, maybe onomatopoeia, Sifor, as the way the bird would sing or fly. So Nodu Harechem, Sifor. Kichene Harashim Yiderhun Kese, because, hey, take a look, Hine. Harashim, the evil ones. Yiderhu, they place as it's derech, of course, is a way, and this is then the verbal form of the word derech. Okay, yiderhu, they put away, they place in place derhu keshe, their bow. Okay, their string, their bow. They put their bow in its way. Okay, derhun keseh. You can the mnemonic for remember kesef is the kof with the bow thing here, and then the string going right down through the bow. You can take a look. It looks like a bow. Okay, keset. Take the good mnemonic for this word here, keset. It's also segolate here. Two segols, and segoles often accent mil el to the top. So konenu hitzil, and then they put konenu. They go ken, yes. Okay, the yes. Konenu hitzil, the arrow. Al yeter, okay, this is the straight part, okay. Since they're very much related to yetzer, okay, yeter is the string, the line, and then yetzer is the one who's straight, okay, yetzer. So yeter, yetzer, these two very, it's a tau and this one is shin, but they sort of function in parallel ways. So here, yorot, and then to, li rot, to shoot, lirot, bemo in ochal, in the dark, the shadows, the darkness. Ofel, okay, ofel, to shoot in the darkness. Ofel is also the name of a valley, a dark valley, okay. Ofel, full of garbage, okay. Bemol, ofel. Yetzre, to the upright lev of heart, okay, to the ones that are straight in their heart, okay. So the bowstring is straight, and then the upright in heart. The righteous ones also have a straight heart. The Yetzer Lev. Ki hat sitot yehar sun, if the foundation or pillars, the hatsun, the ones that are the strongest part of the hold up the earth. Okay, hatstot, yehatzrun, they are destroyed or pulled down. Sadik Ma'al, the righteous one, what's he going to do? Okay, Pa'al. Sadik Ma'al, what will he do? Yehovah Behekal Kadosho, Jehovah is in his temple, his holy one, his holy temple. Yehovah Beshamayim Kitso, Jehovah in the heavens is his throne. Einina Yehatsun, they take a good, his eyes, they look closely, and of course, the word to see is well known, Re'eh, Resha Aleph He, but this one's a little bit more specific and you see it in the word Hazan, okay? Chet Zayin Nun, to be a prophet, okay? But you prophetically view, you look at it with a prophetic sense of what you're looking at here. So his eyes look prophetically. Incidentally, take a good look at this. We're going to see it at the end of the passage as well. So, Ye'anu Hazezu, Yehazu, Av, his eyelids. Okay, so then I have the paleographic form, Proto-Sinaitic form written out here, the form of this ayin pe, and apav, his eyelids, the ones. And what we're essentially having here is the emphasis of an eye. Okay, you have the eyes seeing, and the eyes see. Wow, they're really looking at you very closely. Okay, this is an emphatic way, and it's emphatic in a number of ways because one, it's much more graphic, and the other one is it repeats itself in terms of the root consonants here, the root, the two roots here, af, okay, af. They are up, but they're blinking at you. They're looking at you very closely. Yebehun, they study, okay, and B'nai Adam, the sons of man. The Jehovah is very attentive to what mankind's doing. He's always looking over us. For the evil one, that's for punishment. For the righteous ones, that's for protection. So it's a beautiful sentiment and something we can certainly live with. In translations, there's now very much a tendency to avoid what we would call personal or anthropomorphisms. That is, giving God eyes or eyelids or ears or arms or so forth. All of them are very symbolic, of course. The eyes look. Okay, they also look very closely. They look more closely than an av. Okay, and we're not saying that Jehovah has these things. Might we can't don't understand really the full image of God, but most certainly we know the impact here. It's something he's looking very closely at us with his eyes and with his eyelids. It might even include his eyebrows. In other words, so when you see Jehovah, whoa, he's really taking a good look at the sons of man. And for those who are evil, punishment; for those who are his righteous ones, for protection. So here we go, what he's doing with the evil ones. Yehovah Sadik, Yebehin, Jehovah, the righteous one, he studies, he examines. Rasha, Ohev Hamatz, and the evil one who loves violence, Shena Nafsho, he hates, or his soul hates this Rasha, okay, Jehovah. This is the reference here of this his soul, and he hate, and that soul belongs to Jehovah. He hates the Rasha Ohev Hamatz, the evil one who loves violence. His soul hates that. Yamater al Rashim Pachim, he reigns on the evil ones. We saw the singular here, Rasha, and here's the plural, Rashim, evil ones. Pahat, just think of it as a pad of fire. Okay? Oops, a pad of fire. Esh, okay, fire. That's coals or pads of fire. Esh, fire. Gofrit. Okay, this is a concept to comments without an accent, so it's going to be an O. Gofrit, that is sulfur. Gofrit. Veruch zil afot, that's a wind or a wind, a wind, scorching wind, also used for spirit, but a wind here more, a blowing wind. Zifalot, that's a scorching wind. Onomatopoeia, zil, zilling, zipping wind, zilafot, okay? Sounds like it, the wind blowing, zil, zilafot, blowing winds. Monot kosho, that is the portion of their cup. Okay, this is what a cup is. What is handed to you in life, and this is what's being handed to the evil ones. Fire and winds and so forth. Scorching winds are blown onto the evil ones. Ki sadik Jehovah sidikot ahav, because righteous is Jehovah. Sadikot, the righteousness, he loves. Okay, he loves ahav. This is a nice simple root here, the base root of aleph he bet, to love, and the subject of that is Jehovah. Ki sadik Jehovah sadikot ahav. Yetzar, the righteous one, the straight one. Yetzar, we've seen this one already before, halfway, a couple of verses back. Yetsu fanamo. Okay, they see his face. Okay, the righteous one, they study, they have a prophetic vision of his face. Okay, so there's a collective word here. The form is singular, but the understanding is plural. So Yetzar, the righteous ones, the righteous, yeah, we have it here. Righteous ones. Yehetsun. Hatsan, of course, to prophesy, and then it has a we see with a prophetic vision the face of God, and we see that face as we study his scriptures. God reveals himself to us, who he is, what he is. Sometimes he's showing up with his eyes and his eyelids and so forth. In translation, we tend to put that to one side. It doesn't quite look becoming. We tend to translate what those things mean, so looking intently or looking closely or something like that. But most certainly, God has eyes, and he looks us over very closely. For the evil one, he looks over the evil one for punishment. For the righteous, he looks over them for protection. So, and gives us this privilege of looking back. Wow. We have this one, first time we saw this verb in our study, it was Jehovah looking at us, and here we see that the righteous one has a chance to look back at Jehovah and see his face. And we do see his face when we study his word. God bless, and God be with you until the next time.